Hello everybody, this is Celeb.editzz. This is my first video, first ever time doing anything like this video essay. Hopefully in the future I make more and you get to see more of my opinions in my pop culture and music. Zara Larsson, this girl has been all over the internet lately, I feel like. She has multiple songs doing well right now. Rush Life, Midnight Sun, Stateside with Pink Panthers. Love that song, honestly. So, Zara Larsson has come to this point in her career where honestly I think, not numbers-wise, but like, impact-wise, she's peaked. A lot of people know her face, she's a lot all over the internet. But I think this is because the virality of her current era right now. So what I essentially mean by this is, she came around the second wave of popularity in 2025 because of a dolphin meme that actually was, I think was in 2024. And it used her song in the background, and it was just like this beautiful dolphin meme of like dolphins like swimming in the ocean with like rainbows and sunshine everywhere, and it was like this happy sound and this happy picture, but then the caption would be like, oh, I'm depressed or something. So I think this era was very much inspired by that Midnight Sun, the album, and very much inspired. A lot of lines like summer isn't over yet, and just, I think herself, she has said it's inspired by this meme almost. And she really is connecting with this aesthetic of herself. So the next question really is, if her era and this aesthetic is what's making her popular, because it is this, her Zara Larsson has made herself synonymous with summer, what does she do next? How is her next album roll out? What is the new aesthetic? Because, I mean, obviously you cannot put out a second album with the same aesthetic, right? So this is really my concern. What does she do now? What happens? Okay, so if you're still here, you're like, I've never heard of this Zara Larsson. Who the hell is this? Who is she? Here's a little background on Zara Larsson. Charlotte has always wanted to be famous. She's always wanted to be in the spotlight, have a fan base, I feel. So when she was young, I think tween years, she went on to the Swedish equivalent of Got Talent. I don't know if it was called exactly Swedish Got Talent. And I believe she won. I think she won. And then she was trying to jumpstart her music career. She traveled to America trying to sign with record labels, but ultimately no one signed her. And then I think eventually she signed somewhere with a local in Sweden, and she got out her first few songs. And I think, I think she was doing decently well. I think probably was not very global. I think most of her fan base was in Europe. And then around like the 2015, 2016, 2017 era, she absolutely blew up. I would say definitely in America especially. She had songs like Lush Life, Never Forget You. Those two are like really big, which honestly I think you would know them exactly. But the issue with that time was that she was just this basic girl that had good popular songs. No one knew who Zara Larsson was. No one even knew her name. You knew her songs, you would not know her name, definitely not know her face. So she was just like the background voice of this hip-hop song that no one paid attention to, which ultimately becomes a big problem with her career. She doesn't really know how to, in the radio years, how to express herself, how to make a moment. Because at this time, she was not writing. Okay? She just took the songs and she sang them. She did not have much input into these songs. So they were very basic. There was nothing that made them Zara Larsson's, which is definitely a major factor. Nothing made it Zara Larsson's. It made it this random person's song that anyone could sing. And then finally, around 2024, this meme happens. She has alternately, I will say the meme did not have much to do with Zara Larsson. I think the song did like get a boost in streams, I believe, but like that was kind of the turning point where the tide started to shift. Because then 2025, I believe, she released Midnight Sun, and that was a grower, I would say. That was not popular overnight. That has around like 140 million streams in Spotify, I think I saw recently. So compared to her old numbers, that is not a hit technically. But I would say like impact-wise, it definitely is. I've seen it all over Instagram and YouTube. I don't have TikTok, but I've been seeing it in the internet. Like, lots of memes like came with Midnight Sun, like, oh, summer isn't over yet, but it's still snowing. I'm gonna listen to Zara Larsson. And then when she came out with the album, I think people really loved the way it rolled out. So I remember seeing the track list of year and I was gagged. It was like her wearing like shirts, like spray paint shirts that you get on like tropical holidays with the titles of the tracks on them, which is like really cool. And then she did like a little tease and it was very like 2000s vibes with like the animations and the effects. And everyone's like, oh my god, like this, she is bringing back real art, like real artistry, rolling out albums. And then the album came out, she continued with the aesthetic, and ultimately, like it did not do like numbers. It didn't do numbers, but it got her face out. She opened for Tate McRae, and the people were starting to really connect her face and her name with the art she's putting out. So now she has announced that this summer, 2026 summer, the deluxe of the album is coming out, which I think honestly that makes sense. I think honestly I think she did miss the mark with releasing the album in September, August. I forget which one it was, but it was like end of summer. Like there could not be any summer hype around releasing the album if summer was over yet, which is like the opposite concept of the song. Which honestly, maybe it made the song bigger, I would say, but the album itself did not have the summer hype around it. So I think releasing the deluxe, it's like gonna give it that reboost. Maybe this summer we'll blow up the album. I think she said lots of features, which Jar and Pink went crazy. I think Zara and Money went crazy. So I think that really is gonna be excellent piece of work with all the features on it. So I think this summer she's got it down. We know the move for this summer. Practically this year, I think she's on tour like every month this year, like up to October. So now, what is next? What comes next? This album got her face out, got her back out of the key asylum that people like to say, but it didn't really like statistically do well. But honestly, I don't think that's the major concern here. I think, how do we continue? How do we hold on to this key asylum escape? Like, she's out of the prison, she's not out of the parking lot. Like, very well, she has a bad year, or like a bad year coming up in 2027. She's back in the key asylum. Is this album really just a trend? Bizarre trend. She has the aesthetic around her, but how do you move on from that? You have the reason you're back, you're famous currently. It's because of the era you have.
And it really is a shame because she's such a talented singer. She has a great voice. She's an amazing performer. I mean, her Grammys performance absolutely gagged me. It was so good. So it really is a shame that she has to be viral to get her name across and get her new sound across because she's so talented. So I really just hope this all works out for her because I think she's so talented. So, and 2027, start the album rollout. But I think obviously lots of some tracks are out. Other than the singles, they were very basic. Like I think we'll get past like Euro Summer, Hot Sexy, all the tracks that were not singles just sound the same. So I think, considering that Midnight Sun became the most popular, and I think that's the one where she like shows off her vocals the best, I think she needs a very much vocal album. I think one of the other reason that she is like she can sing like no other of Genesis. What are so we need to see more of that. I think at least next fall. Drop your comments down below. For next era when we have all the tour is over, what's the album? What's the next facility? I don't know. This should be all we want to go see. Watch her get dropped back off the key or something. I don't know. Stay tuned. And if you like this video, skip this please like, comment, just to show progression.